of the Constitution of the Federated States of Micronesia and Title III, Section 201 of the Code of the Federated States of Micronesia, and as set forth in the official rules of procedure of the Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia, I hereby call the 20th Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia, 4th Special Session to order. May we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. Roll call, Chief Clerk.
Senator Alec, Senator Aritas, Senator Figuer, Senator Coland, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Kunman.
Good morning.
Good morning. Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Nath, Senator Panuelo.
Aye.
Senator Perman.
Aye.
Senator Romulo. Senator Ursmao. Senator Welly. Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 9 members are present.
We have a quorum to transact business this morning. Just a word of caution to members. You have new microphones in front of you. They can read your mind, so be careful what you think. Okay. The next item is appointment of committee to wait on the President. It's my privilege to appoint Chairman Berman from Pohnpei to chair, and members will be Senator Aritos and Senator Alec. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have item 5, presidential communications, with receipt of numbers 20-240 through 20-250.
Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Chief Clerk assigned those. Yes, Floor Leader Harper, you have the floor. State your point.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise on a point of privilege to take this opportunity to introduce certain government officials and dignitaries who are observing our session this morning. And if I may, Mr. Speaker, I would like to start off with the head of our own government, His Excellency President Peter M. Christian. Along with him, we're also happy that we have our own Vice President, the Honorable Joshua B. George. And it is also my assumption that few of the presidential cabinet members are also here with us observing our session. I may not be able to say all their names as my vision is getting poorer and poorer, but I will just ask that we collectively recognize them by giving them a big round of applause. And on the list with me, we are also fortunate and happy that we have some of our ambassadors to our nation. And I will start off with the ambassador from US to FSM, His Excellency Ambassador Robert Riley. From the Japanese Embassy, we have His Excellency Ryoichi Horie. From the Australian Embassy, we also have here with us His Excellency George Fraser. And we are also happy and fortunate to also have here with us this morning a delegation from the independent states of Papua New Guinea. And if I'm not mistaken, the head of the delegation is His Excellency Alexis Maino. Let's give him a round of applause. And I believe he's the roving ambassador to the FSM from the Department of Foreign Affairs. And along with him is his own spouse. We have Madam Kaya Maino. Another member of his delegation, we have Mrs. Barbara Mimino, Director for Visits and Accreditation Protocol Division. And last but not the least, we have his own son, Mr. Simon Maino, Foreign Service Officer. And furthermore, Mr. Speaker, I would like to also introduce my own beloved Governor of Truk, the Honorable Johnson Helimo. Mr. Speaker, I have also another list that is just submitted a few minutes ago, and please forgive me if I mispronounce the names. I have here with me is former Speaker at the Ta Municipal Council, Rainer Soris. Let's give him a round of applause. Stancy Elsa from the department, I don't know, it only says from the department, I don't know what department, but please let's just recognize the individual. And Cedric Troll from the municipality of Leguiniuch. And of course, our own budget, Assistant Budget Officer, Alfred Anson. Speaker, that's the list I have with me, and I now yield the floor to other members to supplement my introduction if I miss out certain important individuals who are observing our session this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Floor Leader Harper. I join you in welcoming our own His Excellency President Christian and the Honorable Vice President George and members of your cabinet. Of course, my hats off to my always Attorney Governor Helimo from Truk. And I'm also privileged, honored to recognize the presence of some of our members of our diplomatic corps, and special welcome to the roving ambassador from PNG. Any other point of privilege from members? Chairman Panuelo, you have the floor.
Speaker, thank you. Speaker, good morning to you and to members in the gallery here. And those who are observing from the gallery. Speaker, I join you and our floor leader in, on behalf of the Pohnpei delegation in recognizing our President, our Vice President, his cabinet who are present here, Governor Helimo and the Diplomatic Corps. Speaker, I join you and floor leader in also recognizing a good friend of mine, Ambassador Alex Mino. Is a good friend of mine. Now it's been quite a while. So Alex, where was it? New York or Fiji? Welcome and to you and your delegation. Speaker, a few people I'd like to recognize. Let's give recognition to our Wasai of Kichi, traditional leader amongst us, and also he's the PTA Commissioner, Mr. Satorino Martin. With him is staff, Stan Swingley Paul. Let's also give him a round of recognition. Thank you. And Speaker, we have our chairman of the JCRB committee who's also present here, Asterio Takeshi, who's also the senior vice president for Bank of Guam. Let's welcome him and give him a round of recognition. Also with us is Mr. Ebeli Lon, executive director for the JCRB. Let's welcome him. Thank you. We have a few more people I'd like to give recognition. Joe Apuchmai, who's a member of the board of both our Banking Commission and our Insurance Commission board. Let's welcome him. Mr. Nakamasana, who's is it Banking Commissioner now or if it's Insurance Board? Let's also welcome him and give him a round of recognition. Thank you. Those are the individuals I'd like to welcome on our behalf, Speaker. I would like to give a collective round of recognition to all the citizens who are observing our session this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Banuelo, for the point. Any other point of privilege from members? If none, let's move on. Item 6.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, item 6, FSM Supreme Court communications on receipt of numbers 20-13 and 20-14.
Okay, Chief Clerk, assign those. Next item.
Item 7, member communications, there are none.
Next item.
Item 8, departmental communications. We're in receipt of numbers 20-46 through 20-50.
Okay, assign those, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 9, agency or governmental authority communications. Receipt of numbers 20-43 through 20-46.
Next item.
Item 10, state communications. We have one, and it's number 20-20.
Sign that, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 11, state Supreme Court communications. We do not have any, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 12, municipal or town communications. We have received two, and their numbers 20-04 and 20-05.
Assign those, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 13, foreign government communications. We're in receipt of numbers 20-43 through 20-45.
Assign those, Chief Clerk. Order of the day. Item 14, standing county reports. Chief Clerk.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 15, special committee reports, none.
Next item.
Item 16, assignment of measures and communications. We have a committee assignment or referral sheet number 20-65 attached to the order of business.
Chairman and members of the committees review that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Item 17, unfinished business, none.
Continue.
Item 18, bill calendar, none. 19, resolution calendar, there are none, Mr. Speaker. Item 20, introduction of bills and resolutions.
If you have any measure to introduce, pass them on to Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 21, miscellaneous communications on receipt of numbers 20-18 and 20-19.
Okay. Assign those, Chief Clerk. Item 22.
Miscellaneous business.
Do you have any miscellaneous business, members?
Speaker.
Floor Leader Harbert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have one or two miscellaneous business to make this morning.
Proceed.
But before I do it, I would like to extend my apology if they may be considered unimportant to our people. But on behalf of the people of Chuuk, I would like to express a concern that they have relating to the so-called internet system or service in Chuuk. Prior to the introduction of the fiber optic cable, people in Chuk have expressed that they have enjoyed the internet service system very good or very well, but as the fiber optic introduced, they're now facing a lot of problem with our internet service or system. And I would like to ask the appropriate people in our government to meet with Telecom to express this concern and see what they can do to improve this internet service that we are experiencing in Chuk. I don't know whether this is a truth, but this is what I have been learned from our citizens in Chuk, and I would like to have this be fixed or resolved as soon as possible. Personally, I have also experienced at this time even putting my cell phone card load into my cell phone. It takes about maybe 10 minutes for me to keep putting that load. I don't know what's exactly going with this system, but I do experience this also. So I think it's a real need for our expert to meet with Telecom and try to find out the exact problem with the fiber optic that we have at this time. And furthermore, Mr. Speaker, I also would like to express my great disappointment and dissatisfaction with two of our two important departments or offices, especially the Office of AG and Finance, or the Department of Justice and Finance and Administration. Mr. Speaker, it's been my experience that it takes even weeks for just a document to move from a receiving secretary table to the appropriate official that need to review and approve the documents. And not to mention the fact that it takes months and years for other documents to go from the AG office to finance and backward from finance to AG for whatever things they want to be corrected on the documents. And I know these problems have been expressed also during the previous administration, but I think these problems seem to be louder this time, and it's even getting worse. My experience during the previous administration, of course, they were also late and delayed, but it doesn't really take that long for those kinds of documents to be corrected and then approved by appropriate officials of our government. So I would like to ask whoever can advise and instruct these two departments or offices to really care about all documents that are going through their offices for speedy review and approval. And the worst thing, Mr. Speaker, and I would say that the most irritating and very uncomfortable thing personally as I experienced is the fact when they said that the document is totally lost. And to lose this kind of documents in those two department offices, I really don't think it's a very good thing, because this is just like, you know, office of kindergarten where they easily lose documents or any kinds of paper. But these two important offices should really be concerned about people's documents, and they need to expedite their work on this kind of documents that people really need immediately, especially when it comes down to employment contract, contract for rental, offices rental, and of course our PCDs, when the people really need the project, but they've been sitting with this, especially the Office of Finance, for so long, and people are just complaining that they need their projects, but we cannot move the projects because of this delay in the work of these two offices. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Floor Leader Harper, for your concerns. Of course, we have processes in our own Congress on how to address those. So I will ask the Chairman of TNC and the Chairman of Ways and Means, and of course JNGO, to look into this, maybe perhaps call oversight hearings with them and try to look into these concerns. I say that because, of course, as a member of Congress also, I've also experienced those problems. So I think it's not only limited to Floor Leader Harper. I don't know about the rest of the members. But those committees who are responsible, who have oversight over those departments, should call oversight hearings on those. Okay, any other miscellaneous business?
Short recess.
Short recess been called for, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Any other miscellaneous business? If none, we're down to the next item, it's announcements. So let's go to the chairman. Chairman Wally? Chairman Fagir? Chairman Alik?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you, and of course, I joined the earlier indication to our friends with us this morning, thanking them for joining us for this opening session. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Environment, Climate Change, and Emergency Management will meet on budget hearing and oversight hearing later part of this week. And we will inform them of the dates and time. But please check your bulletin board on those two items, time and date. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Alik. Take note, members of the committee. Chairman Bourbon?
Short recess.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Chairman Permit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As of your Chairman of Committee of Health and Social Affairs, no announcement. As of your Chairman of your to wait on the President, we will meet the President right after our meeting this morning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Perman. Take note, members of the committee, to wait on the President. Chairman Panuelo.
Speaker, thank you. Your Committee on R&D will be announcing its budget hearings with the remaining departments, and that would be announced and will be available on the bulletin board. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Panuelo. Chairman Coolant.
Thank you, Speaker. Your Committee on the NC will hold a budget hearing tomorrow at 8. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Coolant. Take note, members of the Committee on TNC. Okay, Vice Speaker Moses. Senator Aridos. Senator Conman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have no announcement.
Before I give Floor Leader Harper the floor, I just want to thank all these members who are here for our special session. As you know, we tried to have one. We sent out a poll, and some members did not agree to it. And so we could not get the quorum necessary to call a special session. And after some time, and after meeting some of the reasons expressed by those members, we were able to redo another poll, and now we are in session. I just want to let members know that one of the main reasons for calling the special session is for us to continue working on the budget for the government for FY19, and I want us to use this special session to finish up as much as possible for that. So when we get back in September, we can easily finish the budget. So if there are other businesses that members would like to do, for sure it's a special session open to any kind of activities that we would like to do. I just want to point that out, so we should take note of the very reason we call this a special session. Okay, if there's no further announcement, Floor Leader, your announcement and then your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There is no announcement from the chair of the floor leader, but I now move that we stand in recess until 10 o'clock a.m. tomorrow.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Congress now stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Okay.